Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements or just wait till next week or something. It'll be fine. And let's see here. I'm starting off with the Oracle decks of Work Your Light and Moonology, and then we'll move on to the Tarot of Mystical Moments for a more traditional tarot spread. And if you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button. It helps other people find my channel and makes me happy. All right, we've got two popping out here. Oh, fascinating. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, right. Oh, wow. We've got two cards that read very similar to me. They read very, yeah. So you have boundaries and unbound. I mean, obviously, they both have the word bound in them, but unbound and boundaries. So that's fascinating. Where do you need to establish better boundaries and releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives? So breaking something off, breaking away from something that's been pulling at you, maybe manipulating you, maybe asking too much of your time, too much of your energy, pulling you in a direction that doesn't resonate with you. It's so interesting because boundaries, on the one hand, we have this like boundaries, and then we have unbound. And to me, they're synonyms, even though they sound like they're really different, boundaries and unbound. To me, it's a way of releasing yourself from past obligations, expectations, obligations other people put on you, demands for your time, demands for your energy. Where do you need to establish better boundaries and breaking free, breaking away? So to me, these people in Unbound are establishing better boundaries. They're saying, do not hold me back. Do not pull me down. Do not control me. I am not your puppet. I am not your servant. Do not hold me back. So putting boundaries around your time, your energy, and that includes cutting away from anything that is holding you back. Creating a boundary, and I see like a scissors creating a boundary here. We're gonna create this boundary. This is where this fabric ends. This is where I break this fabric. This is where I break these threads. This is where I do this. So there's some sort of breaking apart, severing of a tie, or severing of an expectation, severing of some way that you've always done something that actually depletes you and doesn't allow you to make space for what it is that you want, what it is that you desire, and where you want to go. It's this creating boundaries is unbounding. To me, it's so funny because I've always seen these cards as almost identical to each other, but I've never seen them side by side like this, and realize that one is about pushing away and the other, but they're both about pushing away. They're both about releasing yourself from something that's got a grip on you and is holding you back, or seems to feel like it's got some sort of entitled claim to your time and to your energy. So breaking off something. And then we have answering the call. What is your soul calling you to do? You have a vision. I think you have a niggle of a vision. You have an idea of this vision, but something's definitely been holding you back, holding you away from doing this. This could be self-perception, stories you tell yourself, ideas. This could be actual people in your life that you need to break away from and create a boundary with. No, you cannot talk to me that way. No, you cannot. You are not as entitled to my time as I have allowed you to believe, or whatever. So, but this is all, we set good boundaries because we have something special that we're here to do. We have something sacred to us, sacred to our time. We have something more important we need to be doing. And so we set up these boundaries. We push away the things that we don't want anymore, the things that we're done with. We get rid of them because there's something that we really want. This is like a sock drawer, where you have a bunch of holy socks, ones or socks, and you keep wanting this new sock, but you know you don't have room in your sock drawer. You got to go through your sock drawer, get rid of some of those socks so that you have room. This is the silliest metaphor ever, but I think it works. so that you have room for the new sock that you actually want, the sock that you've been dreaming of, the sock that you've been hoping for, but you don't have room, you don't have the ability. We all have this limited amount of time, limited amount of energy, and when things that we don't want or habits or things are holding us back from what you do want. So there's something that's holding you back from what you do want, and this is saying it's time to cut that away. It's time to move forward from that. It's time to establish a limitation on what this thing that's trying to pull at you that you don't want anymore. That's part of some old pattern, part of some old life that you're not interested anymore, because something's calling you forward, and you're going to have time and energy and the ability to move towards that. So this is also asking you to get clarification on your purpose and make time for your purpose. Make time, prioritize that purpose, and let some of these other things fall away that are no longer part of the purpose as you understand your purpose right now. So what are you being called to do? Okay, well, let's think about that, and let's organize our life around that, and prioritize the thing that we want to go towards, that is inspiring us. And it looks like there's like some things junking up your time and energy, that not that they're not valuable in their own right, not that they're not valuable to other people, not that they don't have inherent worth and value, but just it's not part of where you're going anymore. So it's time to break those chains, and to set up some boundaries, and to not allow that to dictate your time. So confidence is your key to success. So, if you're establishing boundaries, you definitely want to do so with some confidence. Coming into that conversation of like, I can't have you doing this, especially if you've tried to establish some boundaries before with somebody, or tried to break away from somebody, or something. Boundaries need to be established, and they need to be established with some. We have Captain Jack has shown up now. He is a rather large cat. He is drawn to the energy of this table and what's going on here, but he cannot handle it. So I see his worst behavior often when he comes up here. We'll see how he does. He is too large for the table. Want to see, he's too large for this table. He takes up the whole thing. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so confidence is your key to success. So setting those boundaries with confidence, and if you see what you want, if you see where you want to go, doing that with confidence too. So boundaries are hard to respect for everybody when they're mealy-mouthed or not quite very clear. So I think if you're setting boundaries or cutting ties or finding new ways of doing something, moving towards what you want with confidence, and pushing away or severing ties with what you don't want anymore, which isn't your soul calling you to do, what isn't a soul connection there, setting boundaries with that, and doing so with some confidence. It does not work, especially if someone's boundary challenged, like this cat. It does not work to just make some gentle suggestions, as I am trying to do right now. Gentle suggestions, especially if someone has a history of not really listening or not respecting boundaries. You need to be confident that you can do this, and confidence being key to your success. Someone else just got this. New moon in Leo, beginning something, maybe going towards what it is that you want, what it is your soul is calling you to do, with some sort of confident. Maybe that's one of the things that you need to leave in the past, is this lack of confidence that this is going to work, that this is going to be okay, that you're going to be successful here. Being confident in your success moving forward towards the thing that your soul is calling you to do. It's reminding me of, I forget where the quote comes from, but that which you want also wants you. Like something, whatever's calling you towards it, it's calling you to. And being confident that your dreams and your visions are yours for a reason, and your soul is calling you to do something, and being confident in the purpose of that. We have that. Okay, for Virgo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. All right. So the cat is here. I'm actually, for the first time ever, have space to move, to lay these out. Okay, in your recent past, we have Ace of Swords. This is the beginning of an understanding. This would be an epiphany coming in, a clarity, an understanding, unlocking some sort of understanding or clarity in your mind. And then from there, we grow. And from there, it's almost like a flash of insight where you see where this is all going, and then you sort of dip back into the reality moment by moment unfolding. But you may have gotten a flash of insight, an idea of understanding where this is going, understanding all the ramifications. Sometimes when I get like startling news or something like that, I just get this flash of insight. I kind of see this overview map of where this is all going, what's going to unfold, and then I'm back in sort of temporal space, and I'm back on street level. But I only get that overview for like a split second when I first hear the information or first understand or get the insight. I get an overview, and then I'm on street view. My Google Maps, I'm on street view, and I only have the limited like what's in front of me, and then I go through the sort of path ahead of me that way. But so this is sort of that flash of insight, the understanding, that map, that overview. You kind of got an overview of where this is all going, what's going to unfold. You may now be back, it looks like you are back in street view with very limited vision right now of where this is going. But at some point, there was some sort of epiphany, some sort of clear understanding. The ace is the beginning. The ace is the idea first striking, that lightning sort of striking your mind here, and sort of seeing something very clearly and understanding how it is all going to unfold, and how where it goes from here and what the ramification is. It's like seeing those Mandelbrot sets and like seeing that first sort of the first formula or the first pattern, and understanding the whole pattern that's about to unfold, but then zooming back into time and watching it unfold. But seeing some sort of pattern, seeing something very clearly, some really clear insight here and understanding into a whole situation. And maybe even there was some clear communication, because our swords are communication. So there could have been a startlingly clear communication come in that really illuminated everything for a minute. Like I keep seeing this flash, but like a flash of lightning that illuminate in the dark, that illuminates where you're at and everything around you. And then it kind of goes dark and you got to feel your way through again. But there was sort of a flash of insight, maybe a communication that came in with some startling clarity, and you got the lay of the land and you understood what was going on now a lot better, a lot more clear. So there was a flash of clarity in your recent past. Two of Swords is where you're sitting right now. Two of Swords is, what's interesting is the boundaries and unbound energy is all bound up in this card too. This card usually is about denial, is about being blockheaded, not being able to see where things are going anymore. So I'm seeing that you had this flash of insight, but now there could be some denial. See, here's the moon back here representing your intuition, your inner understanding. The back is turned to it. Often we see it like this, which is fascinating because, I don't know, I think there are 3 cards that are somewhere here. No. Which is fascinating because this is sort of a blocking some sort of energy. But this is not communicating. So Two of Swords, so we're going from one Ace of Swords, so the beginning of a flash of communication, a flash of insight and a clear communication and insightfulness. And now we have Captain Jack. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that wasn't as hard as it sometimes is. You moved very freely when asked. So, in the current situation, this Two of Swords energy, oh, whatever. Okay, this Two of Swords energy of either blocked communication, like these birds aren't even talking to each other, but they're on the same block. And I love how it's a block. It's like a stump. Feeling stumped, feeling blocked, feeling stuck, no communication, no movement forward, maybe even not even seeing how to move forward. But there's always a sense of denial in this Two of Swords. It's like you got some sort of insight and now you're sort of in denial about it. You're not talking about it. You're communicating about it. You can't see it. There's a sense of refusal to see something, a refusal to move forward or talk about something, even though your intuition may be niggling. It's like you got this flash of insight and now you're in the dark and you're like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just stay in the dark. I'll just stay right here. I want the dark. I like the dark. Dark is good. Dark is fine. You know, a refusal to see. Look, she's got this stump pulled over her eyes. So it's like you're in the dark and you would like to kind of stay there for now and not talk about it, not move forward, be in denial about sort of this flash of insight, this understanding that you have. You might be comfortable right where you're at and you didn't really want that, and you didn't really want that clarity or that understanding to come in, or that flash of insight to come in. Well, but you got it now, so what you gonna do? In your inner landscape, your hopes and fears, you have the Page of Swords. This whole top row is swords. Which is about communication, understanding, and ideas. So you're getting some sort of idea here about something, or communication, or rather, with the Two of Swords is always like the hesitation. So the Ace of Swords is, we're beginning this journey now, and the Two of Swords is like, I don't think so. I don't want to. I'm not ready to. And the twos in all of the suits are like, I don't think I'm ready for this. So the ace is that initial step, that initial flash of insight, the initial like, we're going on this journey. And the two is always like, I don't know. Let's rethink this. Do we really want to go on this journey? I'm not really sure. And then it's just like, well, you're on now. So that's where the Two of Swords is lying here. This has started now. So I don't know what you're going to do. You can be in denial about it, but there's something that's already moving, already in the works, and you just kind of are in denial about it, or not able to move forward, or not seeing how to move forward. But there's a part of that that's willful on your part. And so in your hopes, though, your fears, this could be a fear too, especially with this Two of Swords here, is learning more. We've got a Page of Swords, we've got an Ace of Swords, and a Page of Swords. These are basically the same energy. The Page of Swords is learning, intellectually understanding. This is basically your freshman, your college student freshman that's just here to learn, crack open some books, figure out what's going on, learning about something. So you might be, with this Two of Swords here, this might be in your fears column. Like, you do not want to learn more. You don't want to know more. You don't want to know the lay of the land. You really don't want to. You would like to go back. Everything go back into the box in which it was stuffed in. Go back into the dark. Go back under the bed. I didn't want to see that monster. Put it back. Put it away. But you've seen it, and and now, so, or your hope is that maybe if this Two of Swords is more about not knowing, genuine not knowing how to move forward, this could be like, okay, well, let me read up on this. Let me read up on how this is and what's going on here and how I can move this forward. I mean, there are a lot of situations where you get an insight. This could be, if this is work, you like have an insight of what you want to do, where you want to go. Now you're stumped. You don't know how to get there. You don't know what the next step is. And this is Page of Swords. This is like, okay, well, maybe I'll read up on it, figuring out, where to find your resources, where to go, where the lounge in the dormitory is, where the library is. I mean, this student is really going to hit these books. So you may be not wanting to really hit the books on this, and not wanting to do all the work and research that you feel like you maybe have to on this. So you might be afraid of that, or you might be very hopeful that you're going to get this, you're going to get the information you need, you're going to learn more. So Page of Swords, more beginning communication, learning about something, maybe figuring out how you're going to communicate. But this is about studying. It always reminds me of a test where you have to study first and then you have to write out what you studied, right? So being tested on something for school is always like a receiving the information and then regurgitating the information. So that could be a process that you're just beginning right now. Receiving some sort of information, trying to integrate it, trying to understand it and see it more clearly, and then figuring out how to communicate it, because the page is also the beginning, understanding how to communicate something. So you could be thinking about that. How do I communicate this? What I know, right? That receiving and that giving of that information. What's the issue here is this Knight of Wands. I love it because it's got this Two of Swords energy to it. So some nice symmetry. So the Knight of Wands would be this focused, enthusiastic, inspired movement forward that's very fast. In the reverse, we get this could be confusion. Needing this Page of Swords energy, needing more clarity, more understanding. There could be a lot of confusion right here. There could also be just delays or stubbornness or this refusal to move forward. There could be an inspiration, but then a refusal to act on that inspiration, a refusal to see the inspiration. Okay, well, there's no lightning if I close my eyes, so that's good, right? I don't get any insights or inspiration that way, so that's wonderful. So this reverse Knight of Wands could be about confused energy, not the focused intuitive leap forward of I want this, this could also be not taking risks. Playing something way too cautious, way too safe, and not being willing to take a risk, especially if we're focused and we know and we're inspired, but then we don't go towards that inspiration. We don't leap with the inspiration. This is like how I have to organize my day. I might have a to-do list, but I don't do it until I feel it, and I always do. Time to do this. Oh, I'm ready to do this. I feel good to do this. So moving with the inspiration, and in the reverse, we could be getting a refusal to move with that inspiration. So there could be some confused energy, getting in the inspiration, but withholding it, holding back, playing something way too safe, and not taking the necessary risks. This is where I think confidence is key to your success. If you're getting some sort of inspired communication, but you're hesitating, you're not moving forward, you're not going towards it, you're not taking that leap, this confidence could be what's at issue here, is not confidently taking those risks, even though you're feeling it, even though you're getting the inspiration and understanding it, but not confidently taking that risk, not confidently risking and answering the call, because you might be with this Knight of Wands reverse, getting that call, getting that understanding, getting that desire to go forward, but your habits may be to be risk averse or to avoid that or not go through it. So there's some either confused energy or some refusal to follow the inspiration, playing something way too safe here. In your environment, you have Page of Pentacles, so another page here, two beginning energies. Also with the Ace of Swords, we have a beginning energy. So this Page of Pentacles, this is about, again, the pages are learning, coming to some sort of understanding here, coming into some sort of clarity or understanding. And this is about learning the job. So you might have a new job that you're learning, or a new something that you're learning how to do something. So this is learning how to think about something. This is the book learning, and this is the actual learning. This is like passing the written test, and this is passing the driving test, right? Learning the rules, learning the regulations, learning how to work something and how to do something. And this is learning how to actually do it in the 3D, how to actually physically move forward and physically do something in your life. So there's some physicality in the 3D with Page of Pentacles. Pentacles are time, money, anything tangible. And so there's some sort of learning how to work that, learning how to actually grow the thing. This is like planning out the garden, reading about each plant and how you grow it and what sort of conditions it likes. And this is actually going out and planting, actually figuring out that you're going to need a watering can and you got to go get a watering can, actually figuring out how you're going to nurture this thing going forward. So this could be, in your externals, it could be like a different storyline, or it could be somebody around you that's just learning how to physically, learning new jobs, or learning how to physically apply something or getting something off the ground here through understanding. Your current, what your to-do list is a Six of Swords, Six of Wands, which is really funny because I was thinking about difficult cards to read in the to-do list column. And this one came out as mixed. I was like, sometimes I like, and this was like an hour ago I was thinking about this. So it's funny that this card of the 5 cards I was thinking about in this slot comes up here. So no, there were 3 cards. Anyway, Six of Wands, that was a little aside there, but Six of Wands here. This is allowing people to support you and celebrate your success. So this hummingbird moves forward very quickly. Here's you riding this success. Look at this hummingbird moving very quickly. If we weren't moving quickly now, now we're moving very quickly and we're allowing people to support us. We're letting people see our success, letting people see our progress, and allowing them to support us and to cheer us on and to ride our coattails of our success, right? So we're bringing our community along, our friends and loved ones along as we move forward and as we complete this very clever success. So this card is normally like a parade and your community is celebrating your success. So there could be a sense of being open about something, about where you're going, about where you're headed, communicating openly about it, and allowing support, allowing yourself to be supported as you go through this, allowing yourself to be cheered on and encouraged and supported, and choosing a more supportive atmosphere, choosing to have your success celebrated, to allow your community to support you, to allow your community to appreciate you, to allow your community. I mean, I often get like group meetings or something like that, you know, like AA meetings or something from this, of allowing people to support you as you go towards your success. So there could be other things, but that's, you know, a metaphor for those of us that aren't on that journey. The Six of Wands is allowing people to support you, to support us, allowing people to share in your victories, to share in your joy, and to come along for the ride in a way that supports you, and letting that happen. So where you're going, Eight of Cups, you're going to keep moving. There's something. You've gotten a flash of insight. You understand something. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of beginning. And you understand that. This is a beginning. And there's an Eight of Cups is moving towards, here we have the moon. And here in your Two of Cups, you've got your back on the moon, your back on your intuition. But here in this Eight of Cups, you're starting to move towards it. And there's something about allowing community support, allowing someone to support you and to cheer you on, allowing your people to do that and choosing that. I mean, with this unbound boundaries and unbound cards, I'm seeing that you need to choose. Oh my gosh, this is getting so long. You need to choose to have people in your life that do want to cheer you on and create better boundaries with anyone that doesn't. So this is you being not satisfied with where you're at. This is a fine place for many people, but I'm going to continue on. I'm moving forward. I'm moving towards, this isn't for me right now. I see that a lot of critters have found satisfaction here, but my path continues on. My path continues forward. This is your intuition. You're going to be listening to that, listening to this call. This moon is calling you here right now. You're not listening to it, but now you are. You're answering that call of what is your soul calling you to do. It's calling you forward. It's calling you to move on. This isn't the place where you're finding your satisfaction. There may have been lots of satisfaction for other people here, but you're going to continue moving forward towards whatever it is your soul is calling you to do. All right, Virgo. Yep. Hope that reading helps. And thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. And I hope you have a great